I am delighted and a little bit nervous that I've got Sam Rehan here, who is going to teach us the joy about laughter and how laughter is a therapy. And my little team this morning, we had a little discussion, and they all said to me, "You do realise that the clocks went back last week and you're bringing in Sam. And this is a wonderful way to combat SAD syndrome." Oh my gosh, they put some pieces of the puzzle together. And I'm thinking, actually, they are spot on. So, Sam, I can't wait to introduce you. I am a little bit nervous. And I just said to everybody, right, I'm going to go and get some waterproof mascara on, and maybe this will be a great advert for Tenor Lady. Because, we don't laugh enough, do we, Sam? And I want you to sort of explain who you are and what you do, but this is all going to be about laughter. So if you need a pick-me-up, this is going to be your go-to podcast, believe me.
Yeah, absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you. And yes, it's about laughter, and it's really laughter is a resource. So think of it as a resource. So things that you enjoy, perhaps hobbies, going to bed early, watching particular programs. Laughter is a wonderful, natural way to resource you, help you feel mentally and emotionally better. So yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing more.
I can't wait. So, Sam, talk us through, how on earth did you get into this?
Thank you. No, great question. So I have a background in science, and we all go through different things. And about 7 years ago, I just had a week where lots happened in that week. And it started off with a family member ringing me up. I lost a very close relative, a child, misadventure in hospital operation. And then at work, the job, being a single mom, the job that provided for everything, the job was going to be made redundant. I had a phone call from school, and the first thing when schools ring you, you say, "Is everything all right? Is the children all right?" And there was a pause, and sudden realization something's happened. And my son had fallen on a school trip. He'd got off the coach, tripped over a loose paving stone, and got concussion in his mouth. He was being rushed to hospital. So that was happening.
Wow.
And I was living in temporary accommodation. I needed to move. There were a number of other things as well. And it was just a week where the children were aged 5 and 7. And I thought, do you know what? They need to go to bed, but I am too mentally, emotionally, physically tired to sleep. But I just need to keep going because I've got these two children I need to provide for and keep well. And I tried to watch a bit of comedy, and the humor was too jarring.
Mm.
And then I went on the internet, and then I came across some videos, short videos, very young babies, about 4 months old, laughing, giggling. And I felt slightly better. I thought, this is interesting. Played a few more, and I thought, wow, do you know, I'm not wanting to laugh, but I'm softening. I'm feeling great. And the next couple of days, I did some research and found out there was like 50, 60 years of research how wonderful laughter is for
Yeah.
health, physical, mental, emotional. And I went off and became a laughter facilitator, a laughter yoga teacher. And here I am. I am going into workplaces, I'm teaching communities, individuals, couples, people with various illnesses, helping them not how to laugh, how to learn to laugh, but how to lengthen their laughter because the health benefits kick in when we lengthen our laughter.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because you've got the science background and you've sort of combined science with something that we should all do naturally. And you and I were talking earlier about how kids just laugh. They've got no inhibitions. They've got that, that innate joy and joie de vivre where they don't actually give a shit about anything, do they?
Yes.
I think that's part of the thing. We get to this stage in our lives and, we've had children, we get to sort of around the 50 mark, menopause kicks in, the days are getting longer, work challenges, family challenges, everything gets on top of us and we do forget to laugh.
Hugely, hugely, and that's such an interesting point because when I wrote my book, I did a lot of research, and it's because the children play. And that playfulness gets us relaxing. And the whole thing about authentic laughter, because I'm really about the authentic laughter. Yes, there's information about their life, start a fake laughter. And yes, if it works, great. But my work with everybody is all about drawing out your natural laughter. And when we relax, because my background's in stress management, it's about expanding emotional and mental health. When we start to relax, we feel safer. That key word is safer. When we're safe, we let down our guard, and then we can access our laughter. And interesting, when I work in workplaces, I always have chairs at the side, because we don't know what people's situation is what you've just said about, we don't know what's going on, health challenges. I talk about people are challenged at work, health, senior parents, children. My own child has, he has a need. He has blood transfusions every couple of weeks. He's got a rare form of anemia. All of us, without exception, have something going on. And laughter is something very natural, very part of being human. But we can access it more easily when we're with people that we love, people that we feel close to, people that we feel safe for. So my whole thing is about, when I'm doing group work, is to help people feel more relaxed, feel more comfortable, knowing actually if they need to step out, they can. And if you can find ways to be more playful, whatever your age. I'm in my 50s. I watch comedy with my children. I play with them. I've got guinea pigs. I have a laugh with the guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs are hilarious. I remember when my kids, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent here, but I remember when my kids had guinea pigs, and they've got this, and my nieces have got guinea pigs, and they've got this little squeak. And when my mother looks after them, she says, oh my goodness, I'm doing this, I'm running around. But she sits down, and it's wonderful therapy, even for her in her 70s, to sit down and talk to the guinea pigs. And when they squeak at her, she's not like talking. And we just have a little laugh about the guinea pigs having
absolutely. It's wonderful. And you know what? I know we talk about guinea pigs, but if you just slightly give them a little of a scratch.
I thought you were talking about me, giving myself a little scratch there. I knew this was going to be a funny, it was either going to be, oh my God, this is going to be either a really big mistake for me, not for you, for me to be doing this with you. No one's going to understand anything, because all we're going to be doing is laughing like crazy.
Lovely. But if you do that with a guinea pig and they move their head slightly up, they've got this wonderful expression. But yeah, and actually talking about laughter, I have a number of people I've worked with, they laugh with their pets, because many of us are living on our own, on a serious note. And one of the things I say to them is, when they say, how can I laugh more? Let people know. Perhaps, not everybody has WhatsApp and video calls and things. Let people know by phone and say, I want to laugh more. I want to laugh more. And I visited a wonderful senior who was housebound. And what they did was the family moved some photographs around and created a happy album for this wonderful senior. So, because even smiling releases endorphins, feel happy, feel good chemicals, and laughter starts with smiling.
And that's a wonderful link for the chemical side and the benefits of actually laughing for our health, because there are huge health benefits, aren't there, when you laugh and tap into it, and these endorphins are all released. You always feel better when you laugh.
Hugely. And I say, if you can only remember one thing, remember that when we laugh and it's an authentic length and laughter, when you've had a really good chuckle with your family and your friends, you're actually laughing from the diaphragm, so the wonderful muscle, just kind of above your stomach. And when we breathe more deeply, so when we breathe more deeply and we lengthen the breath out using that diaphragm, it helps bring in more oxygen into the body. So if you only have to remember one thing, when we laugh for longer, lengthen our laughter, we're taking in more oxygen, which helps the heart health. There was just a wonderful conference, not to go into too much, but August 23, the biggest heart conference in Amsterdam, and they shared that laughter is great for the heart health. It expands the tissues in the heart. So I think how wonderful.
How wonderful to bring it into modern medicine.
Yeah. And I'm doing some local community events, so for women actually, where I'm bringing the heart, exercise around the heart with the laughter. So that's one thing. And DOSE, DOSE, D for dopamine, O for oxytocin, S for serotonin, E for endorphins. All you need to remember is don't worry about the names, but they're feel-good chemicals that your body and your mind, your brain produces when you feel good. And laughter produces all of them. Ideally, you want to laugh for about 15 to 20 minutes. And you
Wow.
can do that with family and friends, or
Yeah.
go off to a laughter yoga class, and even online classes. So more oxygen, feel good chemicals, but it reduces pain to the point that, especially in America, they employ laughter facilitators in pain clinics, in
Wow.
places where they're
I get
providing
that.
support for cancer.
I
Yeah.
totally get that. And I'm sure it has huge benefits for mental well-being.
Yes.
And also at this time of year, I mean, when I'm working with singles who've gone through a breakup and they're really down and they're very low and they can't see the wood for the trees, the first thing I say to them is go and watch some feel-good films, because it takes your mind off of what's going on in your head and in your mind and all of those negative emotions and feeling bad about yourself and all of those things. Go and they sort of look at me as if I'm raving mad. And I said, message me after. Once you've watched a few things and you've laughed, watch something funny and you've laughed, tell me how you feel. Every single person for the last 30 years has always told me they feel better.
Absolutely wonderful technique, and it's a respite, and it's not about let's not pretend this is happening. All feelings are valid. It's about, right, in this moment, perhaps in this moment you can watch comedy for 5-10 minutes, give yourself a break, and it's a respite, it's a resource. And do you know what? When you're laughing, you're very present. When you're very present, and we're in the same place where the body is, which is, here and now. So yeah, very, very important point. And when I'm working with people, it's all about, yes, people come, they've gone through bereavement, breaks up, they're perhaps battling an ongoing illness, a condition. I've worked with people with dementia, brain disorders, autism, foster children, lots and lots of different things. And it's not about, let's be positive and pretend it's not happening. It's not. It's all right now if you can. And one great thing I share is that perhaps in this moment you can't laugh. Maybe you're going to be able to smile. And then I put another notch in there, and I say, if you can't smile, perhaps you can soften. Yeah, so
interesting, isn't it? Because sometimes there's guilt associated with laughter when there's tragedy going on around you. I know when my father died and I was with my aunts, his sisters, and we were all sat down in the garden and someone said something funny and we all started laughing, and then someone else came in the room and told us to stop being so disrespectful for laughing. And I thought, no, actually, my father would have laughed his head off and would have been very cross at us being told not to laugh at something that you need sometimes laughter as a form of release.
And connection as well. Absolutely. The release, and a very interesting point about that release, which probably nearly every single session I've done, and I've done quite a few, nearly every single session, somebody's come up to me either privately or actually asked in the group, and they said, Sam, I feel really bad because at a funeral or at a serious situation, I laughed. I didn't want to, and it happened. This laughter came out, and some people said I felt terrible. And somebody said to me once, I've been feeling terrible for 30 years. And again, it's something I've written about in my book, which is to say that actually, when the emotion is coming up, perhaps it's tears, and the body goes, I can't quite go to tears or crying, but I can go to laughter. So something happens really quickly, and there's a release that's needed. And you use that word release, and it either goes to laughter or goes to crying. And many of us have either witnessed that or it's happened to us, and the guilt. And I recently went to a funeral, and the same thing happened there. I mean, luckily it was very similar to an Irish wake, and they took it on stride. They're going, oh yeah, it's great to have some laughter, and it's okay. It's okay. And it is okay. And I had a lady a couple of years back who said, Sam, I feel so much better. My mum died 3 years ago, and I've wanted to laugh, but I've not felt comfortable laughing. I feel guilty because my mum's not here. And it was wonderful that in the group she laughed and we all shared, stories of losing loved ones.
Yeah.
And laughter, if I had to describe laughter connects us.
Yeah. Connects us with ourselves as well as with others. And I've noticed that. But how do we teach people to laugh?
Yes.
Because you do laughter yoga, and one of these days I will come. I keep threatening to turn up, but I will turn up at some point. But how do you actually teach someone who is down, who's perhaps lonely and feeling uncomfortable with what's going on in life? How do you teach them to laugh and laugh authentically?
Great question. And I'm going to start by saying that laughter yoga, the yoga means the breath work. There's no yoga positions involved. It can be seated. It's the breath work.
We're not swinging from the rafters or anything like
that. Nothing like that. And it's because the whole thing is, well, because we're breathing more deeply. That's what the word yoga refers to. But yeah, going back to, I've worked with a lot of people who, many are seniors and lost people or broken up with people, and it's been difficult. The first thing is really to if you can, feel comfortable with how you smile and how you laugh, and perhaps get some support around that. Because I have people who say, I want to laugh. And actually, I laugh like this because I don't like the sound of my laughter or the way I look. So feeling comfortable. But reach out to people that you trust. If there's people around, just say, what we talked about earlier is, I want to laugh more. I want to feel better.
Yeah.
And then, yes, if you can go to a group, there's online groups, there's groups in person. But start off with reading funny matter, reading books that make you laugh, programs that make you laugh, maybe programs from the 70s, 80s, look them up, let people know, I want to laugh more. Get together with friends, maybe online on video, and say, I want to laugh more. One of the things I do is that, and I did it with a wonderful couple senior, and so these little stickers when we've got children, and we give them rewards, say you brush your teeth, 5 days in a row. Here's a little gold sticker. So when I started my laughter journey, and I used to do this, is I used to put this sticker on the steering wheel. Find places where you tend to pause, you're by yourself, maybe in the shower, maybe in the garden, maybe it's a shed. Put these little stickers, and when you see these little gold stickers, it's a reminder to start to smile and to laugh. So I've got this wonderful senior. When he ties his shoelaces, he goes, oh, I remember Sam said, when I tie my shoes, I need to smile and laugh. So start to smile. And how can you smile more? Well, you create memories, like a filing cabinet of memories that make you smile. So I'll show you mine. When my son's 16 now, but when he was about a year, he was sitting on the floor and he grabbed some facial tissues. And when he took one out, and they were quite a nice box of tissues, but I didn't want to interrupt him, so he didn't know I was watching him. He took one out, and then another one popped up. And he was like a magician. He was doing this. The whole box was empty. So what I do now is I have a filing cabinet of memories, perhaps parties. I was given a compliment, beautiful holidays, sitting in the sun. So I'd like the viewers to think about wonderful occasions that made you smile. And when the smile comes, the laughter starts to emerge. Because as we start to think about these memories, we visualize them. Who was there? What did they say? Oh, remember, it was a warm day. It was on a beach. We start to smile. The endorphins, the feel-good chemicals start to flow. And we start to go on this journey of smiling that leads to laughter. But we are 30 times more likely to laugh in company. And it's easier, and we tend to
unless you're watching something very funny. I mean, I watch things that are funny, and then it's funny because sometimes if I can't sleep, I'll remember these things in the middle of the night, and because I have to stay quiet because I don't want to wake my partner up, I don't want to wake my son up, God forbid I wake the dog up and he thinks it's time for food at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it makes me laugh even more. When it's that forbidden laughter where you're not allowed to laugh because you think, oh, I'm gonna wake everyone up. Or when I'm flying, I remember I remember once I was flying and I was watching a film that was really funny and it had the headphones on and I was roaring with laughter. Well, it was nighttime. It was a nighttime flight. The whole flight was asleep. And the air hostess came up to me and she said, I know exactly what you're watching. And she said, I wish we could ban it on a nighttime flight. Because look at everyone around you. Everyone's like waking up thinking it's me, absolutely in hysterics. But it made me laugh even more that I wasn't allowed to laugh in this situation. And I was laughing even more. It's to the point that I went with her to the back and we were both laughing together for 20-30 minutes. And she's saying, right, have a hot chocolate, have some, we need to knock you out so you get some sleep. Can't have you waking the whole plane up. I was in absolute hysterics. And it's whenever I think of these things, and I think it is that memory recall, isn't it? That you remember something that's made you laugh previously. And every time I fly and they turn the lights off and it's nighttime, I go, and I'm doing that next week. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to go into utter hysterics again. So it's right, meditate.
And I love that. And I love watching you right now. I love watching you. You've got this beautiful glow about you. Your eyes sparkling. You're doing a natural smile, which is called Duchenne smile, where you get crinkling around the eyes. Because we can laugh just with the mouth. 60% of people pick that up when it's a fake laugh. Sorry, fake smile. You are accessing a wonderful memory, a real memory. And it's brought in that wonderful, air stewardess, that time. So that's in your filing cabinet. Look how easy it was for you.
I know. It's so easy. It's so easy, but it's lethal every time I fly now.
I wonder if I can do a quick laughter, because one of my favourites, when I've got a room full of people going, oh, I'm not sure about this. Oh, and it's okay. And I say, look, I invite your laughter. I don't say that you have to do it. I don't insist on it. It's invited. So one of the things I do is I'm going to do, and I'm going to give you a demonstration. But it hits right on the point that you said, that which as humans, when we're told not to do something, we do it.
Right? I know. I didn't know if that was just me being a naughty imp. That
no, but we are like that.
That's tapping into your inner child, though, Sam, isn't it? It's tapping into that inner child again. When you're told not to, you want to do it. You just want to get back in there.
I'm going to give you a demonstration first. I'm going to do silent laughter. So silent laughter is, I'm going to laugh loudly but silently. I can't make a sound, and if a bit of a laugh comes out, you're going to go shh to me. That's what you're going to and I'm going to shush myself as well. Okay. So I'm just going to do a demo first, and we'll do it together. So 1, 2, 3. Right, and now we're going to do it together. But if a bit of laughter comes out, we're going to shush each other, shush ourselves, right? So 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to get you to breathe in and breathe out.
Let's let it out, isn't it?
But we're going to follow up with another exercise that I always do close together. And I say, if anybody's got a sensitive hearing, you may just want to kind of put your hands on your head or turn the volume down, because we can get quite loud. So what we're going to do now is,
you can speak for yourself, Sam. I've just practiced the silent one.
We're going to laugh out loud. So on 1, 2, 3 together, we're going to laugh as loudly as we want. So 1, 2, 3.
My mother when I laugh. Sorry, Mum. Don't.
So remember, I do a lot of laughter. Laughter is like a muscle. I laugh every day. I run groups.
It's really hard. It's really embarrassed and uncomfortable.
Yeah, and listeners, everybody, it's the journey you're at. Perhaps you can do that right now, and it's okay. Perhaps you can't. Perhaps you can do it later, and that is okay. It's all about inviting your laughter. And on a serious note, I have days where it's hard for me to laugh, and people go, "Are you just saying that?" I go, "No." I'm single mom. My son was in hospital yesterday. He had double blood transfusion. Something else happened. It's been a busy week. And then people said, well, what would you do then if you can't even smile? I said, well, do things that you can do some movement. You know, put a song on that makes you happy, move around. But if you're in your head and you'd like to laugh and smile, just get moving. Perhaps sway, sway. Make sure you feel comfortable, nothing hurts, swaying. Not as much forward and back, because
Yeah.
that can be linked to stress.
Yeah.
But I know, but this takes us.
Everyone starts coming in the house and you're there rocking.
I know, I don't want to be doing that. But for most of us, swaying from left to right, right to left, takes us to when we were rocked.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's
that
associated with
makes sense.
positivity
That
and
makes sense.
even earlier back.
Wow.
When your mummy's
You're
womb
in your
rocked.
story, yes.
Yeah. So for most of us, always check that feels good. There's very few in all the people, thousands of people I've worked with. I think maybe I've come across three who this movement wasn't great. I think there was something going on with their ears and balance. So if it doesn't feel great, don't do it. What you could do is, I worked with a lady once who was battling illness and she couldn't move a lot of the body. She moved her tongue from left to right. She was moving her tongue, which is amazing. So if that feels uncomfortable or not great, you can always move your hands. And then you can add a bit of a giggle to that. You can go, oh,
Welcome to the madhouse.
I am exaggerating.
If
I am
anyone's just tuning in now, yeah, we're talking about laughter.
Honestly, this
Oh, I want to keep swaying now once you start. I know.
You know what? It's great for stress management, not just for laughter, because I teach stress management. If you sway in between phone calls, in between computer work, just stop and sway. And it feels great. It feels really great. You're actually
Well,
moving.
look, we're swaying
Yeah,
in the same way. We're swaying the same way, Sam.
yeah. And also, it takes us from our heads into our bodies, so we're more present. It reminded me of a wonderful couple of years ago where I had somebody reach out. The wellness person can come and see them, and they said, oh, Sam, can you come? I said, yeah, I can come. Short notice, I can bring my son. And the group of operating theatre nurses, and just not had a great week. They just not had a great week. And they said, probably can't make us laugh, but if you can help us, it'd be great. And I've got these wonderful photographs where they are smiling and laughing. And again, it was this whole thing. Your feelings, how you felt, what's happened this week, they're valid. We're not going to push those emotions away. But right now, in this half an hour I've got with you, with all of you, let's connect as human beings. Let's use laughter, smile as a respite to say, actually, it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's so wonderful. It's probably one of the groups I always think about. It's just like look going, I don't know what you're going to do for us. It's not going to work. I'm like, do you know, it's okay. Let's just see what emerges. Just see what emerges. So, yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? And I think it's one of those things where we've got so much in life that's so heavy, and post-COVID and all of the other pressures that we have, that we often forget about investing in us. And even if it's just 10-15 minutes of, let's just sit and laugh for 10-15 minutes, it's probably the best therapy you can actually give yourself.
Beautifully.
And I think this has just been amazing. What can people do apart from laughing? What are the things that can they do to invest in them
Wonderful,
when
wonderful.
they're in pain, when emotional pain or physical pain? Because a lot of us, when we're going through changes with our bodies, we've got these emotions, we've got these moments of overwhelm with the hormone changes and everything else. What are things that
Thank you for asking me. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Probably one of the techniques I share a lot, probably the technique I share the most is, if you can, what you do is, make sure you feel comfortable doing it, you're not in any pain, is to cross your hands over. It's going to move slightly down. Cross your hands over and you stroke from shoulder down to the elbow. Just very gently. Yeah, very gently. Yeah. And it's like most people describe as a hug to themselves. But the touch releases a chemical called oxytocin, which is in breast milk, and that lovely hormone flows when we get a hug from other people and we're connected, and that starts to flow. when we kind of make this movement from shoulder down to the elbow. And we can add words like safe, calm, relax, and ideally for 30 seconds to about a couple of minutes if you can. But I had a wonderful lady a couple of months back, a very senior lady, financial world, and she had a meeting in about half an hour's time. And sometimes anxiety comes up. We don't know why it comes up. It happens to me occasionally where I'm going, I feel this anxiety. Where's it coming from? And I do stress management. I'm a wellness professional.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're humans. Anybody with a heartbeat,
Exactly.
it comes up. And
Yeah.
she reached out to me and I said to her, right, she had a very, very important phone call at 9. So it was like 8:20, 8:25, that sort of time. I just said, sit back,
I love
sway if
this.
you want to.
Yeah, all this, add the swaying in. Wow.
Yeah, you can put the swaying in there. And then people say, well, why cross over? And I said, right, because it's something I came across myself. And I said, right, and we can do this now. Just just stroke your face just gently without crushing your hands. Just see how it feels. I mean, I can feel the heat on my cheeks. My hands are a bit cold at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just cross over and see the difference. Feel the difference. Feel.
Oh,
Isn't that
wow.
amazing? I mean, to me, it feels like somebody else is stroking
I
my
was going
cheek.
to say, it doesn't feel like it's me
Yeah.
stroking it. It feels like someone else is. Wow.
My understanding is that what happens is when we cross over,
Mm,
we are connecting different parts of the brain. There's
yeah.
different
Makes
neurons,
sense.
brain cells
Yeah.
firing. As humans, there's a real need crossover. So when you've got babies that crawl before they walk, the
Yeah.
crossing over is pivotal, a really important part of being human. So when we cross over, we're connecting different parts of the brain
Yeah.
and we're moving away from the head more into the more of us, which is the body.
Yeah.
So that would be my go-to technique for anybody
I
listening.
love that. I hope
I
you're
do
doing
this.
this. I hope you're all
Yeah.
doing this.
I do it on a
Little
plane. I do it
videos,
in
send us
bed.
little things. Yeah, little cuddles.
I do it in the car,
I
parked
love
up.
doing
Make
this.
sure you parked up in the car.
Yes, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I tell clients when they are going through tough times with their relationships to give yourself a hug and say, I love you. It's
Yes.
okay. Everything's okay. I love you.
I love you. Love
Because
it.
there's something very special. And it's interesting when you're talking about the different hormones that are released. They're also the same hormones that are released when you're in love.
Yes.
They're exactly the same ones when you're in love. So by practicing this is a form of self-love, self-care, where you're investing in a very loving way, nurturing and loving way in yourself, which I think is wonderful that you can do that in this way. Oh, it's been Sam, this has been fascinating.
It's
Absolutely
been absolutely
fascinating.
huge pleasure to talk to you. I feel I've got the best job in the world. I mean, to be
You
able to
have.
I meet some amazing, amazing people, and it's just minutes. And I said to anybody, anything worth doing is worth doing daily.
Yeah.
Find reasons to laugh. Put these little stickers. Put them on places that you frequent. The fridge, the mirrors, and go. Ah, yes. Sam said, sticker, smile. Sticker equals smile. Smile, and you start to release. Let people know you want to laugh. Let people
Yeah.
you want to laugh more. And yeah, absolutely. And sway.
Love it. I love it. The
Rock.
swaying, the laughter, put little
Yeah.
stickers. My partner we had a new bathroom and we've got these posters, these silly posters in the bathroom, just black and white ones, and one's of an elephant's bottom. To put some of my granddaughter's got these little sort of stick figures with the googly eyes.
Yes.
Well, the next time I went in the bathroom, sitting there and I'm thinking, the elephant's bottom's got googly eyes. Oh my God, I couldn't stop laughing. It was hilarious. And every time I go into the bathroom now, because he said, oh, we'll take them down. No, leave them.
Leave them.
Because
Leave them.
every
Leave
time
them.
anyone goes into the bathroom, all of a sudden you hear laughter.
Yeah.
So everyone goes into the bathroom here and starts laughing. And I think it's doing silly things like that. It's tapping into your inner child and doing these little things that just brings humor into your life.
Yeah.
We're a long time miserable, aren't we?
It softens us. And when we soften, we are more relaxed and we can communicate better. We can hear what's real. We
Yeah.
communicate as we're more heartfelt, we're more in our body, we're more present, and we can connect with people more deeply. So there's ripples, everything you've said, it all ripples. We're more humanity. And just to share maybe perhaps one more thing is like that. There's lots of different theories about how laughter emerged in humans. But one theory which I really like is the relief theory, that perhaps a group of humans were running from either, you know, a natural disaster or war or something, and we stopped and we looked at each other and we realized that we were safe and we were together, we were alive. And this laughter sound emerged. So why do I mention that? Because that story reminds me that the eye connection and the connection with people, and, you know, the eye contact is really important. And everywhere around the world, we all laugh in the same way.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? It's the common language is laughter. Laughter and touch is common language and body language. Oh, Sam, we'll put your details up so people know how to connect with you. I know you do lots of stuff online, so wherever you're listening to in the world, you can connect with Sam, and you've got your little link up there, samrehan.com. And Sam, it's been wonderful. It's been enlightening, and my mascara, my waterproof mascara works. Yay! It's a great test for waterproof mascara.
Thank you so much, so much. Keep smiling and laughing, and, you know, and softening, and keep going. We're all doing fantastic, and thank you for all that you do as well. That's wonderful. So yes, love. Yes.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, everybody. If you love what we're doing, like and subscribe, share. We want to get the messages out. These wonderful people sharing their incredible stories and tips and all the things to make our lives so much better and more fulfilled. Please share them with everybody else. Until next time, thank you.